Hey guys, Daren Goldin from Goldin Solar. Welcome to another episode of The Green Stuff. Today's episode is going to have two themes. One theme is 1 year in review of having my Tesla Model 3. The other theme is a road trip, which we're currently on, going from Miami to Orlando. And talk a little bit about what it's like to be taking a Tesla Model 3 out for a road trip. So we're 1 year in review. We have some statistics over here, a couple basic numbers of basically what the car has done so far. I started this odometer when we were at April 5th, 2018. And since then, the car has driven 23,632 miles. The amount of energy that it's used to drive that distance is 6,014 kilowatt hours, with the average efficiency of 254 watt hours per mile. And we can see that the actual odometer is actually the same as when this was set for 23,632. So this really is when the car started. Today is April 19th, so we're probably a little bit over a year, but just around a year. So I want to talk a little bit about the economics of driving an EV, because a lot of people say, wow, it's really expensive. I don't know if I can afford to buy an electric car. So how much money have I saved so far driving with electricity instead of gasoline? So let's look at the numbers. To drive this distance, the Tesla, and we're going to do this based on Floridian numbers, because that's where we are. The Tesla's used 6,014 kilowatt hours. So that's 6,014 kilowatt hours. The price of energy in Florida is 12 cents. So that's cost $721. That's how much it's cost to drive 23,633 miles. Now let's talk about if this were to be on gasoline, same distance. Of course, we're gonna have to make assumptions because not all cars are made the same. So let's go, let's be generous. Let's assume 30 miles per gallon, and let's assume a $3 gallon of gasoline. So to go 23,634 miles at 30 miles per gallon, that would take 787 gallons of gasoline. At $3 per gallon, that's how much this would cost. So if I were to drive the same distance on gasoline, assuming a relatively efficient car, that would have cost $2,363. Okay, subtract 721, which it actually cost me to drive on electricity. In 1 year of having my Tesla, I think it's fair to say that I've saved $1,642. So there's something that you can take to the bank. That's a bankable number right there. This is all based on my real factual numbers of my actual first year driving. And that's interesting to think, because if it's about $1,600 saved in 1 year of driving, well, if you plan on having a car for 10 years, that's $16,000, and it's actually going to be more because the price of gasoline is only going to go up. But another very important thing to mention here is that all of the energy for this car comes from my house, which is solar powered. So I didn't even really buy that energy from our power utility, Florida Power and Light. I actually just got that energy for free from my solar panels up on my roof. So assume it's a $1,600 saving in the worst case scenario to drive 23,000 miles, 23,636 miles. But if you estimate that the energy is free and that the price of gasoline is only going to go up, then it's probably a lot more than that. So that's the first year in review. One thing that I love to talk about when people talk about buying an electric car, the biggest fear, the most common fear, is what's known in the EV industry as range anxiety. So range anxiety means that you're scared that your car isn't going to quite take you to where you need to go before you run out Typically, I charge the car to about 80% when I know I'm going to be driving in town. Today, I changed the setting, so that's something that I can do. Very simply here, I can go in and I can set the limit and I can drag it to anywhere within this range. Today I took it all the way to the maximum and I set it. That's called the trip distance. This is the daily distance. So the idea is you keep it to a closer distance on your daily commute, keep it to a further distance when you're making a road trip. I took it all the way out to the end and it calculated 307 miles. More importantly, here's our trip. So we started in Miami. We're about, I don't know, 15% of the way there. And we're going all the way to Orlando area. You see all these lightning bolts here. These are all superchargers. So I could stop and probably charge the entire car in about a half an hour. But what my car is telling me is I don't even need to do that. So when you dial in an address, it'll calculate what energy or what percentage you're going to have left when you get there. And so in this case, I can go all the way to my destination and I'll still have 5%. And luckily, I've got 4 superchargers right around Orlando. So probably what I'm going to do is get straight there. But that's pretty neat to think that you can go all the way from Miami to Orlando and not even have to stop to charge the car at all. So so there we have it. This is Daren from Goldin Solar. Like our videos, subscribe to our channel, check out more episodes of the green stuff. But yeah, driving is pretty relaxed when you're just sort of kicking it. So we'll check in later as the trip progresses.